BookTube and welcome to the greatest science fiction community in the world. It's okay, you found us now. Everything's gonna be alright. Spoiler warning for this one. Okay, look, a large lump at the beginning of this book is a mystery about what the sphere actually is, and I would quite like to talk about it a little bit. I don't understand why you would review a book like this and then not be able to actually talk about what it's about. I don't really see the point. So if you haven't read the book, please be warned, I will actually be talking about it a tiny little bit. Spoilers ahoy! Sphere by Michael Crichton. Mint condition first edition, by the way. Check that out. What a beautiful thing. It's got a dust jacket on and everything. I know you're all jealous. This was only my second ever Michael Crichton novel. Jurassic Park was my first, and I only read that in January of this year. I have no idea how I got to middle age without reading any of his work. It seems like my kind of thing. It's aimed at someone like me, but better late than never, I suppose. There were no surprises at all when it came to the writing style of this book. I find Crichton's flow to be very similar to Stephen King. Just so easy to read and cinematic. Both authors are very good at planting a vision and just telling a story. Yeah, I do understand that the prime directive of pretty much every book that we read is to tell us a story. But within science fiction, we usually get so much more. It's not just about plot and a huge story hook, it's more about the concepts. But Michael Crichton writes page turners, traditional 3-act structures that are front loaded with story. Just to refresh myself before recording this, I thought I'll just read the first couple of pages, and that turned into the first couple of chapters. And then that turned into reading quite big lumps from various parts of the book. It was a little bit like, you know, when you're just flicking through the TV and you come across a film that you've seen a dozen times before, but you end up watching most of it, like Jurassic Park. And that's the point that I'm trying to make in this little opening statement. This may not be the height of purple literature. It's not Le Guin or Steinbeck or even something like Frank Herbert or Bret Easton Ellis. I don't know, authors that do something to my brain. I'm not mesmerized by the syntax here, but I'm definitely seduced in a different way. The plot. So essentially we start with a big dumb object. A huge spaceship from the future is found at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. I did give a spoiler warning before we started, didn't I? We do learn this very early on in the book. I just love the way that it's revealed to the reader. I just didn't want anyone to miss out on all that tension. The idea is that the US Navy have had a good look at this thing from the outside, and now they're putting together a team of experts from different scientific backgrounds so they can go inside and investigate. They find the sphere, oh actually it's much bigger than that. They find the sphere inside the spaceship and deduce from observation that it must be alien, or at least an alien artificial computer entity thing. Whatever the fuck it is, it's really cool, but more importantly, it's mysterious. And that's the key to the pacing of this story. We don't actually know what the hell it is. Right, before we get too distracted about what the sphere actually is, Michael Crichton builds this world for the story to take place in. It's a habitat at the bottom of the sea, so it's an underwater science lab, military complex type thing. It's not very big. There's not many characters in there because of the situation, and there's a storm brewing on the surface in the Pacific. It's claustrophobic in a very, very good way. Your reading brain understands that this universe is very restricted. We have a focus, and that's the sphere and what it means and what it does, but we also understand that external forces are not going to complicate this story. It's a lot like Jurassic Park in that respect. And that is a very scary thing. Maybe not a full-blown horror experience for the reader, more like a lingering, uneasy tension for all the characters, including the protagonist. If things go wrong down here under the sea, you're absolutely fucked. You're already in the hands of the government, so who is going to come to the rescue? Greetings from the future. These videos take a lot of time and effort and a little bit of money to make. Money which we don't have. You can watch all of our videos for free on YouTube, or if you would like to support the channel, you can use Buy Me a Coffee, which is an online tipping service. Get yourself a t-shirt or a mug or some socks at the merch store. But best of all, we have a Patreon. You'll gain access to our exclusive Discord, home of the world's greatest read-alongs, the podcast Radio Death Cult, and of course, you can tell your friends and family that you've joined a death cult. Links in the description and on our YouTube homepage. Thank you so much. The character work is great. I'm a big fan of a team dynamic, especially when it's drawn so solidly as this. It's not lazy writing, it's smart writing, and again, it's very cinematic. Everyone has a speciality. You've got the biologist, the mathematician, the zoologist, the special ops guy carrying the guns around. You've got different nationalities, gender. Someone's the funny guy. This person over here is the grumpy one. It's not because Michael Crichton used to be a woke activist. It's so that you can tell the characters apart when you're reading the book. And our main viewpoint, the protagonist, is the easiest character to bond with. Norman Johnson is a psychologist that never really feels like he should be part of this mission. He's the most out of the loop when it comes to the raw science. So a lot of information is explained to him, therefore it's explained to us. So congratulations, Michael Crichton. You managed to get all those info dumps in under the radar. I saw what you were doing there. Let's be honest, I'm only reading this because of the science fiction label. So where does this book take the first contact concept? Once the book actually settles down a little bit, when we get to the habitat and we start the proper mission, trying to communicate with the sphere, all this hard science fiction starts to get a little bit floaty. The feeling of the book changes a little bit. There are some classic first contact scenes trying to find some common communication traits between human and alien machine. Yes, no, you, me, hello, my name is Jerry, I'm a very friendly alien. Please continue to hang out with me, it makes me very happy. It gets really creepy, very HOW 2001. This is all very fascinating. I'm loving this, okay? This is exactly what I want, but there's about 200 pages left, so where are we going with this? Wait a minute. Roundabout now in Jurassic Park was when the big fucking dinosaurs showed up and started eating people. It's okay, a giant squid, I can't believe it. It actually says giant squid. I just opened up that page for effect. A giant squid has just showed up and starts smashing the place up. And this very, very carefully constructed story about the greatest moment in human history, first contact, turns into the Poseidon adventure. Is that the one about a sinking ship? The Titanic, a disaster movie. The focus turns to getting the fuck out of there. But mixed in with all this survival and terror and this ticking clock aspect to the story, there's more weird stuff about the sphere actually being a conduit to the deepest depths of the human brain and manifesting our deepest fears. And what we're actually reading might not actually really be happening in real life. I'm not quite sure. I told you it gets a little bit floaty, and the ending still baffles me a little bit. I'd love to hear in the comments what you all thought of the ending. If you're one of these weird people that watch spoiler book reviews when you haven't read the book, I may have outlined the basic plot, but I do think it's still worth a read so that you can have your own perspective on things in the third act. I think part of it is Michael Crichton is writing about the dangers of unbridled scientific research. It's actually quite an anti-science book. He lays it on really thick in Jurassic Park. He is warning us about the dangers and the perils of fucking around with genetics. He is against it, and he has characters that pay the price. He is saying that if we fuck around with it too much, nature will turn around and bite us in the arse. Is he saying in Sphere the same thing but about artificial intelligence? When was this? 1987. So he's maybe saying the same thing about AI or just computers in general, or the fact that humans possess this enormous amount of power in the sphere and we're not capable of hanging on to it, and it's far too dangerous. He's basically saying that humans are really fucking stupid. Yeah, that's it. Ultimately, it's a novel that has some huge, complicated, far-reaching ideas from a scientific, emotional and theological point of view that's delivered to us in a very easy to digest package. It goes down smooth, just like your mum. A score for Sphere. I mean, what's not to like? I absolutely loved it. I devoured this in about 3 days. Could have read it even quicker than that. I think I loved every single page. Did I like it more than Jurassic Park? This has better characters in it, and I didn't know what this was about at all. I saw the book. I didn't read the back. Well, the back's just a picture of Michael Crichton. You know what I mean. I didn't know anything about it. Jurassic Park does have the fucking dinosaurs though. Look, there's not much between them. I'm going to give them exactly the same score, which I believe is a 9. Did you love Sphere? I think a lot of people like Sphere, don't they? Don't they? I think it's a well-regarded book. I did have a quick look on Goodreads, and there were people not liking the fact that it's easy to read. I don't understand that. You don't all have to be, you know, super heavy and hard to get your head around. This is a breeze, and I think that's a positive thing. Did you hate Sphere? Someone must hate it out there. I want to know. Or are you somewhere here, in between, whatever, up there, down there, or in the middle? Let us know in the comments, please.